Hello, welcome back to Play the Spire. Hey, we're back, baby. It's time once again to approach Slay the Spire. And we're playing my favorite character. Perhaps you can tell by the way that I enunciated favorite there, I do not like the Defect. It's not the Defect's fault. His playstyle, his cards, they just don't, I don't enjoy them. It's not even like I don't get it, I'm not good at it. I don't like the way the Defect plays. In my opinion, it's not my favorite. Let's get to it, shall we? No more further ados. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is a new day. I want to say thank you for the support on the Slay the Spire series. I am enjoying approaching this game from a more critical thinking angle. I'm glad you guys are enjoying watching it. I will try to keep them coming here. Let's begin, shall we? See what we got here. So we got choose a card, obtain a random common relic, obtain a curse to transform to, and lose your starting relic. If you remember, I'm basically pretending lose your starting relic isn't here. I want to learn a baseline of when each of these are good, and then we can, what's best. And then we can start looking at swapping starting relics and seeing the variance there. It feels like this is super high variance, and I'm not a big fan of that. But first, who's our boss? Guardian, sick, very easy. The Defect is... Okay, so if you've never played the Defect, if you've never seen what he does, he has a new mechanic. He has orbs, which are basically just passive things that sit around his head, and there's 4 different orbs that each have an effect. We start with Cracked Core. At the start of each combat, channel 1 Lightning. The Lightning Orb just does 3 damage to a random enemy, and then... I'll explain it more when we get into the actual combat. It'll be easier to show off. You'll get it pretty quickly. We're going to take a quick look at the path. I'm going to tell you, this is not really a choice in my mind. I think that the best choice here by far is obtaining a relic. I'm a big fan of just pulling a relic for free with no downsides here. Choosing a card is cool, but we get to choose a lot of cards, and transforming cards for a curse, I'm not a big fan of taking curses as a whole. Your deck already starts with 4 to 8 of them, depending on how it's looking. So I'm just going to click Common Relic here for sure. Strawberry, plus 7 max HP. Fine. Absolutely okay. So the Defect is strong against Lagavulin, I think, is his best elite to face off against. He gets, if you have a bad start, you will just auto die to Gremlin Knob. Even more so than the Silent, I think this guy gets crushed by Gremlin Knob. The Silent, I feel like, has more trouble with Lagavulin. And then Sentries, I think, is messy because your main damage source is going to be Lightning, and Lightning is random damage, so it doesn't do well against multiple targets. All that being said, we're probably going to aim for an elite as late as we can while still seeing elites in this act. Like, this right path looks solid, except for the fact that there is 0 elites on it. Don't love that. This path is okay, probably something like this, but then I'm facing 4 combats I don't love too much. This left path, same thing, I don't love seeing 4 combats, but it might be just 4 combats to see a shop. Maybe go 3 combats, shop, and then go up to this elite, but it's a very combat heavy path. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8 normal combats, which is not what I want to see here. I think I really don't want to see that. However, all of the events seem to be clustered on this weird side path where there's no elites. So maybe not. This is a tough one to path. Maybe it's... I'm really worried that if I don't see a shop, I could just die to Gremlin Knob, right? If we don't have a good streamline or something like that. However, like, this path right here just looks doomed. Going into force 2 elites, or forcing myself into 2 elites looks really tough with no fires in between them. I guess here there's fires between, but I think we're gonna end up going on this 8 combat path. Maybe I end up... I think we go like this, up the left side, up to this fire. We take on elite here, and then we're probably going to die on this path, though. It's really hard to go elite, combat, elite, combat, chest, elite. If we can get through this, we'll survive and have a pretty easy finish to the act, but, Taking a moment to hydrate here because... a lot of talking in short bursts like this, it causes my throat to hurt quite a bit. This is a really tricky act to solve. Usually I like to just pick a path and get going, but like a path that seems reasonably good to me and just get going. However, no path here looks good. I cannot for the life of me find a path that looks passable here. I think it has to be this path. I think it has to be this path, and we just have to hope we don't die to this elite, basically. It's entirely possible we run into an elite that just stops us here, but I think it has to be this. I don't think there's a better choice. We just kind of gotta roll the dice. It's not safe, but nothing is safe. So the way that the defect works is very simple. Place these orbs, they have a passive and an evoke effect. The evoke effect happens when you play cards like Dual Cast, or if I were to play 2 orbs and then play a 3rd orb, it will evoke the rightmost orb. So if I were to play a card that spawned 3 lightning orbs, for example, it would fill up my slots, and then this orb would get pushed out, essentially, and it would be evoked. And then we get to do things like Dual Cast. Dual Cast evokes your next orb twice. Just does 16 damage split into 2 sets of 8, which is what lightning orbs do. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. There's a little bit of finessing to it, but for the most part it's pretty easy. Very nice, easy Louse's combat. It's what I like to see to start. Try to talk about each card as we go through. Steam Barrier is not bad. Gain 6 block, sure. 0 energy for 6 block is cool. The card gets worse in boss fights by a lot, but, you know, it's okay. It's not bad. I don't like starting with defensives, but we may end up having to. Because Turbo is not my card. I don't like this card very much. Pay 0 energy to gain 2 energy, and then down the line you give up 1 draw and lose an energy through the void. Now it's like 3 or 4 turns away that you see that. However, not great. And then Recursion. Evoke your next orb and then channel the orb that was just evoked. So essentially what this does is if I have a lightning orb in the rightmost slot, evokes the lightning orb, does 8 damage to a random enemy, and then brings back a lightning orb. I actually think I like Recursion a little more than Steam Barrier here. Recursion's really good in a darkness-based deck. Darkness is very fun to me. I enjoy it quite a bit. So if we get that offer, we will give it a shot, perhaps. This is a tricky one. So if we dual cast and double hit, dual cast has 4 outcomes, right? 50% of the time it hits both of them once, 25% of the time it hits one of them both times. Very simple. I am okay with going for the 50. It's a 75-25 favorite towards me, basically. 25% of the time we just kill this slime. We take nothing because we get to double defend. 25% of the time we double hit here and then we just take 4. And 50% of the time we kill this slime and take 3. Yeah, the expected outcome. And we just take 3. And that's fine. Extremely fine, extremely acceptable. We don't leave an orb in the slot, but it's okay. What's in here? Strike, defend. We probably kill him here. Never mind. He hit us with the lick. Take 2 more damage. It's not the end of the world, right? The micro decisions here aren't super important, I find. The difference in health won't be that big. Fire Potion makes me feel very good. Sunder makes me feel very good. Okay, there's some good choices here. Let's talk about them all. So Stack is the worst choice. Gain block equal to the number of cards in your discard pile. Right now we have 12 cards. You draw 5 cards at a time. In its best situation, Stack is going to be worth 5 block. Maybe 6. I'm not the biggest hater of Stack. I've heard people... I think I like Stack more than the average person. It's still not great. To me. Sunder. Deal 24 damage. If this kills an enemy, gain 3 energy. Sunder just refreshes its energy if you kill someone with it. Really nice, like really good, great target removal, good in a lot of situations. The big thing about Sunder is it's a big hit. Being able to pump 3 energy into an attack is very good. It's sometimes very required for certain enemies like Gremlin Knob, and it's great against the sentries as well. And then there's Loop. At the start of your turn, trigger the passive ability of your next orb. I don't think I explained how the orb's passives work, so I should point that out as well. I will do that at the start of next combat. Hopefully you pick up on it, but I'll still show it off. Loop is really good. You stack a few of these, you get a few of the other orbs going, and you start to get out of control. However, Loop is a very greedy pick. Loop is not going to get us through immediate problem of we have an elite. Sunder helps a lot. I'm going to take Sunder. Now the big question here is, do I go to the shop or the 2 events? I think I go to the shop and we try to pick up a potion. Although with the fire potion, you know what? I think that with this fire potion plus the sunder, I should be fine to take this path. Scrapoo. Oh, it's real tempting. I'll click. I got. I don't know what's right here. Getting a relic is really cool, but this is probably going to cost me somewhere in the range of 13. Dude, it's probably going to cost me around 20 health. 20 health for a relic is pretty nice. However, we have a scary elite coming up. I'm very, very afraid of this. I am very, very concerned about this. I'll do it once. I'll do it twice. Alright. 3 times. It cost me about 20 health. I greeted here. I think it's good. Calipers is really, really, really powerful if we get Frost and Focus. Oh, it's really powerful. I'm going to take this as well, and I'm just going to take the 7 max HP down here. The problem that we shouldn't feel it's a choice that we shouldn't feel the repercussions of for a very long time. Right, so each orb has a passive effect, basically, and that's what I'm trying to remember to tell you about. The lightning orbs do 3 damage to a random enemy at the end of your turn. That's the big thing I forgot to mention to you. Good start. We set him up to almost die to Sunder. We now set him up to die to Sunder. And we take 1. Solid. Extremely solid. Oh, Electrodynamic. Oh, we get our first rare card. We'll talk about each of the cards, of course. Cold Snap, very good. Channel 1 Frost, very, very good. This is just a strike, but it channels Frost. A Frost Orb is an orb that generates 2 block, and when evoked, it generates 5 block. Extremely strong, very, very strong. Frost Orbs are very good. There's ways to increase the effects of your orbs through Focus, which is essentially like Dexterity or Strength, but for orbs. The Frost plus Focus, you just start to pump out a lot of damage, or defense, not a lot of damage. You pump out like easily 40 to 50 block per turn for free. Bullseye, deal 8 damage and apply 2 Lock-On. Lock-On makes them take 50% more damage from orbs, which is... it's okay. I don't think it's super good. However, it's not the worst if you really, really need it. It goes well with Darkness. You can use it plus Darkness to push your win condition like 2 turns sooner sometimes, but I don't love it. And then what we're going to take here, which is Electrodynamics, which is a power that makes lightning hit all enemies. It turns all of your lightning orbs into crazy AoE. Their evokes as well as their passives hit, and it also channels you to lightning. Very good. It makes sentries a breeze here, so the only thing we have to really be afraid of is Gremlin Knob. Lagavulin. Lagavulin kind of a coin toss. Just go here? I think I just go here with Electrodynamics. So we'll do 9 and wake him up, so I may as well dual cast. And I think we should be fine. I don't have good block right now. The big problem here is we do not have a great source of defense in this one. I think I just have to race him here. What do you think? 18 plus 24 plus 6 is 30, it's 48, 68. I'm pretty close to having him dead here. I'm gonna play it a little slow. I'm gonna play it slightly slow on that turn. I'm not gonna just Sunder him. I'm gonna play Defend, Recursion, Zap, I think. And we're gonna take a lot here, but we have a rest coming up. We're gonna take a lot though. And we just pray it's not Gremlin now. And we should just barely sneak out of here. Yeah, I don't even have to use the... No, I do have to use the Fire Potion. Same. Wouldn't have been a shame if I had pressed end turn there. Thanks, Fire Potion. Tungsten Rod. Oh, baby. Whenever you would lose HP, lose 1 less? Oh, my. Oh, my. I should also go over what all of these do again. I'm trying to remember, but it's hard. Calipers at the start of your turn lose 15 block rather than all of your block, and Golden Idol enemies drop 25% more gold. I traded 7 max HP for this, and I think it's very worth. Alright. So we got more choices. Self-repair. At the end of combat, heal 7 HP. Very, very strong. Very cool. 1 or 2 of these is a very big impact on your run. Chaos. Channel 1 random orb. There's 4 orbs you can channel. Lightning, Frost, which are the bad hits, really. Darkness, which is okay. And then Plasma, which is usually what you want. I don't know, this one's kind of all over the place. Plasma gives you energy, and then darkness does nothing and just stacks up, and then when you evoke it, it deals its damage equal to how much it stacked up for at a rate of 6 per round to the frontmost, or not to the frontmost, to the lowest health enemy. And then we're going to take Steam Barrier here. We need more blocks, for sure. I just need to take block right now. We're going to rest here. We have no potion. If this is Gremlin Knob, we may be facing the music here. It is Sentries. Early Electrodynamics, if you would please. It would be so kind as to give me Electrodynamics on the next turn. I think we can take this one. Too bad. Why Sunder? Nah, that's probably wrong. Work on this guy. We play the Electrodynamics and this combat ends pretty quickly afterwards. Yeah. Like pretty quickly. Electrodynamics against the Sentries is the dream. Like, this is... It doesn't get much better. I don't know if there's a better card you can have at this point for the Sentries. Play Ornithopter whenever you use a potion, heal 5 HP. We are in desperate need of healing. Old Snap. Boot Sequence, which is innate, gain 10 block, and then exhaust for free. Pretty cool card. It's not the greatest because the variance on if this is actually useful or useless is kind of high. Is meant to be paired with a bunch of powers that have innate in this character class, I believe, so you can just put up all your powers and also not just get killed. And Charge Battery. Gain 7 block, gain 1 next turn. So Cold Snap would be nice. Being able to channel Frost is good. However, we don't have any focus, so this is not a great source of block right now. I think we need immediate block from Charge Battery more than we need long-term scaling block from something like Cold Snap right now. I'm going to pick Charge Battery, and we're going to hope to see a better option down the line. I'm not going to go face another Elite. Crack open Dead Branch. I mean, it's nothing right now. I'm not planning on going for the Heart right now. We're just trying to beat Ascension 20 once or twice before I start getting into trying to face down the Heart. That's my plan right now, is just to loop through, probably with the main 4 characters. I'm probably not going to exclude the Watcher from this. We're going to aim to loop through and just get a few Ascension 20 wins, and then we can start looking towards killing the Heart after that. Flex Potion's cool. Claw, deal 3 damage, increase the damage of all Claw cards by 2 this combat. Claw is a meme card. It is a very bad card. I would not recommend it, but it is fun. Beam Cell, deal 3 damage, apply 1 vulnerable. It pairs well. Like, there is a synergy in this deck with Beam Cell. It is Sunder. Sunder plus Beam Cell can be pretty cool. However, for the most part, not the greatest. And then Auto Shields. If you have no block, gain 11 block. I'm going to pick Auto Shields. It's an order card, and also there are times where this card's going to fall off. Like, in the future, this card is going to fall off greatly because of Calipers especially. And just like the amount of Frostbite, or the amount of Frostbite, sorry, that's Monster Train. The amount of Frost Orbs we're going to have is going to be very high. However, right now I'm a little concerned about our block front, and I still think we need to just take things to get us out of here. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to rest again. There's a case to be made for smithing here, however, I'm not feeling the most comfortable. Spin the wheel. Please don't stab me. Please don't stab me. Don't curse me either. Oh. Oh, what a horrible event. Oh. I'm gonna go to the shop. Capacitor's good. 2 orb slots is pretty nice. However, I don't have a ton of orb generation right now. Sadistic. Omamori, the shop after I get cursed. So, rebound, deal 9 damage, put the next card you play this turn on top of your draw pile. I think it's okay. There's nothing that this is not great though. And then there's actually anti-synergy here between rebound and the fact that we have like a lot of cards that don't want to be put on top, right? Don't want to be putting up these cards. Zap is pretty mediocre. Sunder is unplayable with it, right? Don't love it. Beam Cell, it's just so low impact to me. I don't like it. I'm not going to spend money on it. Stack, again, now that we've gone through, in its best cases, this card is now worth 15 block, or no, 10 block, sorry, which is okay. 1 energy, 10 block is cool, but you got to draw it in a best case. And a lot of times you're going to draw it in its worst case. Fission, remove all your orbs, gain 1 energy, and draw 1 card for each orb removed. Is kind of cool. It does say exhaust, which can go with Dead Branch here. Could be kind of neat for that as well. Get a big burst of energy and then pop whatever we get off a Dead Branch. I'm going to buy a Capacitor because Capacitor is good. I'm going to also just grab a removal and pull this Decay out right now. And I'm going to grab a potion here, I think. I'm going to grab a Fire Potion to help ease the Guardian fight. And if we don't ease the Guardian fight with this, we're still going to have a potion. Still solid. This deck would have done pretty well against Slime Boss, I think. Although usually when I say that, I end up dying, so, you know. Let me go ahead and just try to block as much damage. The Electrodynamics is nice for when he splits, but we should end up with a pretty solid split here. 20's okay. Could have killed him, but I shouldn't need to. I'm gonna greed. Electrodynamics would have been good. However, like we just need orb generation. It's really good that we get to fight this because I really need the game to throw me a bone here. I need you to throw me a card that gives me orbs. At this point, we've got our baselines, right? We got the blocks, we got the damages. I need you to throw me something. I need something here, game. You gotta work with me. I've passed on a lot of orb generation, I know. However, I think the cards we took were important to take, to say the least. Now you just gotta give me 1 orb generator. Well, it did give me an orb generator. It's just not a good one. Storm. Whenever you play a power, channel 1 link. We have 2 powers. This card is effectively 1 energy, and then over the course of the combat we generate 2 lightning. That's not good. That is not a good rate. Rebound we talked about. Barrage is a good damage card if you channel a lot of orbs. It has a good synergy with Capacitor. We don't channel enough orbs. I am going to skip this, and we're going to go take our lashings from Mr. Big Boy over here. Mr. Gordian. Recursion upgrade's good. A lot of these upgrades are cost reductions. Zap gets a cost reduction, Dual Cast gets a cost reduction, Recursion gets a cost reduction. Sunder gets 8 damage, which is not the worst. Auto Shields gains 4 block. Capacitor, you get 1 more orb slot. I think I'm gonna go Recursion here. I feel like the Recursion upgrade is pretty solid. There's never a time where playing this card is bad for you, I guess, is the thing. Where Sunder upgrade's also not bad. It does make it a little better in the next act. Sunder's been underperforming, though, in this run so far. It has been hard to play. I'm going to do the Recursion upgrade. It feels correct. Alright. Gotta push a 40 into him. Sunder is here to help with that quite a bit. Yeah, we push him down to... We have to do 21 here? 22 here? I think we hit that. What is it? It's 8 plus 9 plus 8, right? I guess it's 8, and then we go up to 9. We go 8, 8. But I'm always going to do this. First of all, we can just start with that. Doesn't matter when I play that. The card always does the same. If I push an Electrodynamics, it's going to put us at 9. I play a Zap, it puts us at 17. Right. We're good here. We're good here. We split him. We don't take the big chunk and die. Good plays. Then throw out the Capacitor. We're essentially going to aim... I shouldn't play Defend here. If I play Defend here, I'll float 1 block, which is bad because if I draw Auto Shields again, the card is dead. Like a, 2 out of 13 that this is bad. However, there's no reason to hold 1 block over. And I'm not going to play Dual Cast here. I guess new boss, by the way, I should tell you a little bit about the Guardian. The Guardian's probably the easiest boss. He shifts between 2 forms. In this form, if I play attacks on him, he'll deal 4 damage to me, and he hits us 2 times, and then he switches out of this form. He'll multi-hit us, and then he will prep for a big attack, and we have to switch his forms again by doing enough damage. With Dual Cast, I have a philosophy, which is... it's not really a philosophy, it's just a numerically correct thing to assume, which is this Lightning Orb, if I Dual Cast it, it'll do 16 damage. If I would not evoke it in the next 6 rounds. It will do more damage if I do not dual cast it, which I will not. I will not evoke this card in the 6 rounds? Yeah, 6 rounds. At 5 rounds, you basically break even, and then at 6 rounds, you lose damage for dual casting. Right now, the only card that we have that's going to generate orbs is Zap. So I have to play 3 Zaps for this card to evoke, which means that at the rate that we're going, 3 Zaps we draw through our deck in about 3 turns. It's going to be about 9 rounds before we hit a 3rd Zap, essentially, which is why we're not going to play dual cast. A very, very simple line of reasoning, but something good to keep in mind. It would have been right to float 1 block here. However, it is what it is. We take 1. Dead Branch gives us Melter. It could be worse. I've seen worse cards there. Just play Defend, Zap. Filling out our orb slots are probably the best play. This is definitely going to be worth more than Melter over the course of this combat. It's going to be a long fight. It's going to be a long, tedious fight. And we start to get into the is it worth to dual cast line. I'm pretty sure the answer is still nah. Charge battery. So he hits us with the big swing. Perhaps it's better to dual cast just so I guarantee myself to not take the big swing. Well, we set him to 6. I can burn a potion in the worst cases. I think it's better not to dual cast. The longer we hold these orbs, the better off we are. Yo, Melter! Remove all block, deal 10 damage. Nice block, loser. Get melted. Cool. Very nice. I will charge battery and take +1 energy next turn. Why not? The big reason that the Guardian is one of the easier bosses in this game is because he has no scaling built into him. The only thing that gets bigger is the amount of damage you have to do to form switch him, which is not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things here. I will tell you, I'll be the first one to tell you here, this deck is really gonna suffer in the next act. This deck is gonna suffer in that next act, without a doubt. Now we start looking into playing cards. Now we start dual casting, basically. We have a few good combats, like Electrodynamics is a huge pickup. Most of the next act is heavy on the AoE requirements. However, with that being said, if we see Book of Stabbing, we're dead, and a lot of the first combats we can see are also going to be killer. Oh, we get through the Guardian. We didn't even burn a potion here. I would say that's a pretty successful Act 1. I don't think we're in a great spot here. Send this away. Oh, God. Give me one moment, I'm gonna take another sip there. So we already have Electrodynamics. This card gets maybe one of the worst cards to take duplicates of, in my opinion. Vision is good, except for the fact that, like, this is a good card if you have good orb generation. We have god-awful orb generation, and we're going to fall apart very quickly. And then, all for one. Deal 10 damage, put all 0-cost cards from your discard pile into your hand. Recursion, Steam Barrier. 2 energy for Recursion and Steam Barrier back is very bad. Plus 10 damage is just awful. This is a skip. Cards are not good. Oh, God. Oh, dear. That is an interesting set of relics you can show me here. Of the relics I could have been offered, these are 3 of them, for sure. Definitely 3 of them here. So Snecko Eye, Runic Pyramid, and Blackstock. Runic Pyramid is not bad. The big thing about Runic Pyramid is being able to hold on to blocks until you need them. I'm a pretty big proponent of it. End up needing to remove strikes a lot quicker, but for the most part I think it's pretty good. The Snecko Eye is also solid. Snecko Eye plus Electrodynamics and Sunder in the deck is cool. However, we have a Recursion at 0 and a Steam Barrier at 0, which become dead cards. I think this has too many bad hits, and then Black Star is just like the I don't want to take either of these pick, but I'll take Runic Pyramid. Runic Pyramid's solid. Adds in some interesting deck building decisions for us. We got Collector as our Act 2 boss. I have said I think Collector is on the easier side. I stand by that take. Game froze. Game giving me a little lag here. Hello, Slay the Spire, please. Alright, so I'm looking here, right? An elite surrounded by 2 fires. Oh my god, 3 fires. 5 fires on a 2 elite path? That's a pretty beautiful path. How do I get there? Probably like this. I'm gonna end up in the hard pool very quickly. It's a path that requires a lot of pain, but we can take a lot of pain. We got the potions, and we can hopefully buy some orb generation here. I think this is the correct path. We're going to end up fighting all of our we're gonna front load this act. We're gonna fight 2 hard pool combats, but I think that that's fine. Ah, chosen. Oh no. That's not who I want to see here at all. I wanted to see any other option. Oh god. This guy scares me. He's gonna load me up with Dazed. So I should probably... We got Buffer off of our Dead Branch, which is pretty sweet. He puts a Hex, which is whenever I play anything that is not an attack, I will take 1 Dazed. I'm going to auto shields this, and then Tungsten Rod picks up the one the one left. Probably just zap dual cast here. We want this combat to end. Maybe I just zap strike actually. There's no reason to dual cast there, I guess. And then I'm gonna try and remember to just randomly hover over these relics from time to time, so that if you don't know what the relics do, you can pause the video and go back and see as I hover over them, right? Just in case you missed it or you want to know what it does again, you forgot, and go through them all every now and then and hover across for you. I'll probably stop calling attention to doing it from here on. Just know that I'm going to be doing that from time to time, and that's why. How Tungsten Rod interacts with Buffer. If I have a Buffer up and 8 block up and this guy attacks me like this, do I take 0 or do I take 9? Or I guess 8 as it would be. I wonder how that works. I am not going to find out. Put up here, we put up 18 for those 3. Acceptable. Pitch another strike at him. He does add a bunch of, like, yeah, he just adds a bunch of dazes, which are actually really good for me. Push 32 on him here. He's dead next turn now. Honestly, all things considered, this combat went pretty well, I gotta say. It could have gone a lot worse. That was like no damage, right? I think we took a little damage. Alright, Steam Barrier. Number 2 on a 0 cost card is pretty cool with Runic Pyramid. This card is a lot better. However, Streamline also solid. Streamline's a good card to take as one of your early game damage cards, so that if you see Knob, you don't just instantly lose. However, our big problem on this run is orb generation. This card generates orbs. Click Ball Lightning. Give me a Frost card, please. Oh, it's another Fission. No. Stop giving me Fission. Ah, I just want Frost. Oh, unfortunate. All right. Loop, as I talked about before, pretty strong. Reprogram, lose 2 focus to gain 1 strength and 1 dexterity. This card's very bad. I'm trying to approach this from a perspective of someone who's new to the game, trying to evaluate this card without my preconceived notions and my biases in mind. This card is bad. I'm just going to flat out, there's no doubt in my mind, this card sucks. I just really cannot. I can't say anything else about it. What's the upgrade? The big problem with it too is that the upgrade goes to lose 1 focus instead of lose 2. I've tried it a few different times. I can tell you, I really think that this is a really, really bad card. Like, truly unredeemable. Vision, again, good if you have orb generation. We don't. Barrage, our orb generation has moved towards passable. However, I don't think Barrage helps anyway. Like, we were putting out okay damage through the orbs. Doom and Gloom. Hello. This is good. I like Doom and Gloom here, actually. Other options, Panacea. Panacea is really solid as a pickup because of Biased Cognition, which is a defect card. The rare says gain 4 focus, lose 1 focus at the start of every turn. If you have Artifact, the lose 1 focus at the start of every turn debuff goes away, and instead you just gain 4 focus, which is a huge swing in power. So there is a reason to take this, however we don't have bias cognition, so this is good right now. Other pickups here, Prismatic Shard, no. Anchor is good. Start each combat with 10 block is solid. We don't need potions because these 2 potions are pretty solid. I think the best thing to buy here is Doom and Gloom plus card removal. The card remove a strike, and we go ahead and just take Doom and Gloom in. Doom and Gloom, it is another 2-cost card in a deck full of 2-cost cards, which is scary. However, I think that Darkness is an okay win condition. With the 1 recursion in as well, it gets a lot better. I'm gonna take this path, and we're gonna go down it. It's a little sketchy, I will say. However, God, we got neither. There's 4 combats we can face here, and we saw the 2 worst for the setup we have here. How unfortunate. This boy's gonna push some damage on us here, I imagine. I guess I maybe should have played Capacitor there. I'm gonna take a lot here. Right? How do I not take a lot of damage here? I think there's no way. I have to kill him next turn. Core Surge 1 turn too late. Core Surge would have been good 1 turn ago. Also. Maybe I throw a potion at this? 24 plus 11. Oh, yeah, I can throw a fire potion at this and take nothing here. Actually, 24 plus 16? This is worth 15 damage. This is worth 16 damage. That would be 31, 42, 48. He's at 54. Not quite enough. We're pretty close to actually having the kill here. How much can I block this turn? He's doing 22. We can put up 3, 6, 9. Put up 13 also, so we'll only take... Why can I never do this math? It'd be 12. We'd take 12. 12? Is that right? No, we would take 11, actually. Because we... No. That's definitely wrong. What is wrong? My god. Oh dear. It's 13, he's doing 22, we would take 8. That's more like it. We would take 8. 8 because of Tungsten Run. What on earth? Yeah, 22 minus 13, that's 12, right? I'm gonna throw a potion at this. I think it's fine too. Although we did just see a potion, so we probably won't... I think it's fine to throw a potion here. I think it's reasonable to assume that we will see another potion. At some point. Make sure I didn't misdo my math here. Oh yeah, also there was a chance that this gave me a card that killed. I don't know what it would have been. There was a chance. Yeah, we'll get that a potion. Good potion too. Of these 3 cards, I know I'm talking a lot about orb generation, however I do just like picking Leap here. Orb generation is now in a place that I think is passable, and we don't want to generate too many lightning orbs. I want to start generating frost orbs. I like Leap, I like Charge Battery. Between these 2 cards, when you look at these cards side by side, it's very interesting to compare them. Is the -2 block worth the +1 energy? In this deck, it might actually be, with the Thunder, the Electrodynamics, the Doom and Gloom. Maybe it's worth it to switch to this. I don't know, I like Leap though. I like just 9 block. I think that's solid. Oh, Snake Plant. Hey, it's an okay order for Snake Plant. Probably. Oh god, Snake Plant. Oh god, Snake Plant. Oh dear. Alright, Snake Plant. How about we talk about this a little bit? I will Steam Barrier. It doesn't get any better. 24. God, Snake Plant. I'm gonna play the Defend. There's no reason to Capacitor there whatsoever. Reinforced Body would be a great card to add to this deck. Would love to put one of these in. Yeah, I'm just gonna play this for 15 block. I'm fine with that. Snake Plant takes a turn off, we put up some orbs or some shit. Oh, Snake Plant. You're so gross. I hate this. I hate it here, Snake Plant. Can't we be friends? Why can't we talk about this, Snake Plant? Why don't you ever call me anymore? 16. I should consider lines that try to rush him down instead of just full blocking every turn as well. Like maybe we take a 16 into him here. I think it is correct to go now. Push 16. We're taking... This card only saves 2 block because of the way Tungsten Rod works. Right now, the first hit does 2, not 3. I put up this 3, it's only worth 2, so we just hit him for this. And we take another 17 here. Like, we take a big chunk from Snake Plant. This deck is not ready to fight things like Snake Plant. However, we hope to survive. Oh, Elite Plus? Hell yeah. Now we're probably set on a front blocking option. This is a really good combat to see here. We're probably okay on upfront blocks, and now we can just look to stabilize, basically. I would love it if you could give me 1, maybe 2 cards with the word Frost on them. Not that many. I'm not going to be super picky. I just want, like, you know, some. Or just, you know, I want, you know, maybe just focus. You know, you could also do focus here. Focus would also work. I'm not too picky here. I'm going to be honest with you. It'd be strength up, right? They were low on health? Oh no. It is damage. Or healing, rather. Damage towards me, I suppose. He's gonna heal them a lot here, actually. You can't heal 3 times in a row, I know. Oh, that's like worse than healing 3 times in a row, though. Oh no. I'm gonna throw a potion at this, I feel like. What is this, 20? It's 31, I'm taking 15 here. I think this potion is probably worth 15. There's no other line here? Can I push damage to win? No, I don't think so. 16, I can't push enough here. I'm gonna pop a Liquid Memories. Bring back the leap. Fine. And then I'll push one of these bad boys out there. But you can see the way darkness works now. The end of the turn, his damage goes up by 6, and then when I evoke it, it does the lower number of those 2 numbers to the enemies. Almost there. Almost there on the kill. The longer we stall with darkness, the better off we are. I'm gonna take this guy out of the fight here. I should have played that in the other order, actually. Yeah, that was a bit of a throw. Not really a throw, just a miss. I told you Calipers was going to be really good on this run. I apparently lied to you. I have told you a untruth. Oh, we got rewarded with a potion. Consume, it says focus. Oh yeah. Consume plus 2, very sick, very sick. The only new card here to talk about other than Consume is Compile Driver. Deal 7 damage and draw a card for each unique orb you have. This is going to deal 7, draw 2. Normally this card's pretty good. With Runic Pyramid, not so much. Consume is really good, especially since we have a capacitor. We can basically turn that capacitor into +6. I am going to continue to rest. We've been very fortunate and thrown many upgraded cards. Everyone, please take a moment before we continue. Even though this has already happened and this run is in the past in time relation to when you're seeing it, bow your heads with me in prayer. Please, Mega Crit, no book. Ah, Mega Crit! How could you? I prayed! Oh! It's book! Oh no, it's book! Oh no, it's book. Oh, it's book. Oh God. I am about to be stabbed. I'm gonna have to win off of the Dark Orb here, I think. I'm maybe gonna burn... I'm gonna burn Cultist Potion here as well. Caca. Either way, I'd take a wound here. I'm gonna play the Auto Shield and hold this card for later. I can't believe Mega Crit would betray me like this. I know you're watching, Mega Crit. I want you to know I'm not happy. You'll be hearing from my lawyers. I'm gonna try and win this before my deck is all wounds. I need to start pushing damage, so we're gonna Steam Barrier always. I need to start threatening damage onto him here. I also think I need to dual cast so that when I draw Recursion I can push this Dark at him instantly. And I'll just block with the rest of my energy. We'll take another 3. Maybe it's not gonna look so bad. Ah, it looks bad, it looks bad, it looks bad, it looks bad. Oh, it does not look very good. Oh gosh. Oh boy. Oh dear. Oh no. Trying to consider the world that I win this. What's it gonna be here? Probably gonna be consume, recursion, zap here? I think so. We're just gonna tank 35 doing this, but this is a really heavy fire path. And so the best block we can put up, we're not taking 35, thankfully. We are taking 30 only, because it's 6 times 5, thanks to Tungsten Rod. Tungsten Rod putting in some crazy work here. So essentially the way that I see out of this right now is going to be getting this Dark Orb stacked up to around 30 to 40, and then recursing it twice through Duplication Potion for a big pop. I think that we can do that. I guess I could push 5 block here. It saves me, let's see, we take 1 and then 6 times 4, which is, so let's say 5. Yeah, it saves 5, for sure. I suppose. Auto shields, hey, that's gonna be nice. So the big problem here is all those wounds that this man has put into the deck. You see, wounds don't do well. With Runic Pyramid, it's kind of bad. And okay, we go auto shields, defend here. I think we have to. I need to buy time. We have to. I think we're okay now. I think we're to the other side here. Yeah, okay. So, on the bright side, it truly can't be worse than. And we lived. It took both the potions, but we lived. Mega crit. How could you? How could you? Meteor strike me. Could you? Could you, Mega crit? This card, you might notice this has 5 energy on it. Yeah. At least it has good beta art. At least it has some good art. The regular art? Yeah. This is a skip for sure. Bullseye, I said, has application in the Darkness deck, but Darkness isn't really the plan here. I think it's mostly just Lightning. I'm going to take Bottle Tornado, however. Bottle Tornado, choose a power card and we start each combat with it in our hand. Electrodynamics is really sick to start with. It means that we never have too much trouble against AoE. I may go so far as to double rest. Blue Candle? So since I'm not going for the heart, I will pick this. However, this would probably be a skip otherwise. Like, I would take the key. You kind of want to smith something here. Capacitor Smith got a little better. But also, I really... Okay, Gremlin Gang should be free. The Slavers do scare me a little bit. I'm resting a lot, but I think that resting a lot is something that's going to bite me like at the collector. Not resting here is going to bite me right now. Right, like if I don't rest here, I might just die here. Thankfully, we start with Electrodynamics, so we're not going to take too much damage here. We're going to take some, but perhaps not so much. 10 damage, and then we do 8 to all of them, so this is 18 plus 6 is 24 to everyone. If I zap Doom and Gloom, it's 8 plus 8, so it's 16, 26, and then we'll do 6 more. We'll do 32 to all of them. Is that right? Doesn't seem right. I guess it is. 26. No, I think that is wrong. No, that's right. 32. I mean, it's not like I have a much better choice here, right? I'm just gonna get domed for a lot of damage here because I've drawn no defense. I guess the better option might just be to Sunder to this man. And then let the 9 damage finish him off, right? Exactly enough. Sunder here, 9 damage goes through, and he dies, and then I don't take the vulnerability. I think that the Doom and Gloom place that I take 9 more, but I line up a kill next turn. Where I just play dual cast and they die, right? I'll do 32. Is it really one off? Let me do that math one more time. I play Zap, it deals 8. Deals 8 damage to all of them. Then I play Doom and Gloom, deals another 8. We're at 16. Doom and Gloom does 10, puts us at 26. I'm out of energy. There's 2 lightning orbs left. 32. Yeah, 32. Every time I do this math, it comes out to 32. Just being 100% certain before we carry on here. I think it's correct still. I'll take 9 more, but if I whiff my draw, I do actually maybe just die. 13 and 8 is 21. Going down to 9 here? Ugh. Nothing is great here. Like, there's nothing good here. Also, I'm going down to, not 21, but 23 because of Tungsten Rod. Tungsten Rod's been putting in work. I'm gonna do this. Protects us from a dead draw. I do go down to 21. Huh. Guess I did my math right the first time. Like, it protects us from draws like this, right? If I draw like this on the other play, I die here. And this was better. I just block. Just block. And we win now. Again, we took a beating from these elites, but we survived. Which is something. We didn't thrive, but we survived. Gambling Chip is a huge pickup with Runic Pyramid 2. That's massive. Okay. Still, I can't help but notice the lack of cards that say Frost. So typically on the Defect, I like to play Frost plus Focus. Now, a big part of the Frost plus Focus build is the Frost, which they seem to have forgotten here for me. I'm actually going to grab the Steam Barrier. Like I said, I think having another 0-cost card in this deck when we're holding on to so many is solid. Neko! I've drawn Sunder turn 1 so much. I'm actually going to send away Electrodynamics as well here. Fine with this. Neko! With no potions, yo, this could actually be death. I hope it isn't, but it could be. We are, of course, because, yeah, with Runic Pyramid, Snecko is a nightmare. It is a very bad situation we find ourselves in today. I can't play any of my cards. Snecko! Snecko! Hey, 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 hey. I can't play any of these, my man. I gotta play the Darkness. Hey, we got a defrag. Yeah, fucked. Yeah, that's pretty bad. There's no out here, right? I'm just dead here? I'm always dead here? Can I put up enough? I can put up 11. I can survive. Yeah, you know, another pro tip if you're gonna play a Runic Pyramid build is to not run into Snecko. I highly recommend just don't fight him. Like, honestly, just don't fight him. Just stop it. Yeah, that's the end. Yep. I wonder what do I do differently on this run? Question. So in hindsight on this run, you pick the Frost cards that were offered since I never saw any. After those 2 Cold Snaps, we never saw another one, which is just gross, like really, really gross. Hate to see that happen, but it is what it is. Ultimately, the pieces were there, but I never saw Frost, and I don't know if you can win the Defect without Frost. I've never won without Frost, put it like that. Doesn't mean it can't be done, but I feel like the damage requirements from enemies gets to be a little high, and eventually you reach a point where just playing 12 block from 1 energy stops being enough, I think. And yeah, this path was fine. It was unlucky, basically. We had Electrodynamics, and this path, I think, was unfortunate that we didn't see either birds or the double robber, which would have both been much smoother for us. Birds especially would have been great. But that's not crazy. Like, it was like a 50-50 on seeing in the easy pool an easier combat here that would have been a little smoother. And then in the hard combat, we saw 2 single combats, which, you know, Snake Plant chunked me. And then, of course, I basically, we lost this run because I lost the 66%er here, right? If this isn't book and this is one of the other two, we probably, and we get this bottle tornado, we probably just cruise through the rest of this act, I think. Because, I mean, we don't cruise, but like we get to put down a few smiths and, you know. But ultimately, I think the biggest thing to take away from this is don't find Snecko when you have Runic Pyramid. It is really bad. It's really bad. Another Act 2 defeat. This is the first Act 2 defeat. I guess I just feel lost on the Defect when I don't get Frost. I don't know what you do when you don't have Frost. I really just don't know. I guess I just block better. But like even in this act, we were starting to hit the point where playing these block cards was not enough on its own. We needed a way to scale our block up, but I never saw Frost again after the end of Act 1. I mean, shit, we never saw Frost again since like the middle of Act 1, so I don't know. We saw Fission 3 times though. Anyway, that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching. I'm interested if you have anything that you think I should have done differently here. I'm interested to hear it, because what I'm gonna walk away from this one with is I'm just gonna end up saying, yeah, that was unlucky. I didn't see Frost, right? I don't really know if this is a run where I made many decisions that were wrong, per se, right? Like, I don't think I made any particularly bad decisions. I think I set out with a game plan and the game plan never showed itself. Midway through Act 2, I never saw it, and we finally just lost the war of attrition. But if you have anything else, I'm very interested to hear what you think I could have done better. I'm thinking about it. I think, you know, we saw the consume, we saw the capacitor, we took it. I don't think it's wrong to skip Frost when I did, because I think we needed the upfront block to get through Act 1, and then it falls off and Frost becomes better. But by this point, I hoped to have seen another Frost by going to 2 shops and also, you know, just through combat. But please, do let me know if you think I could have done something differently. And also, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like and subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.